Well, across Australia, there are more than 1,000 men's sheds in operation. The concept is to provide a safe community where men can work on meaningful woodwork projects while simultaneously creating an environment for men to chat with each other to improve mental health and also connection. Now, joining me now is Martin Ryan from Castle Hill Men's Shed. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you, you're very welcome.
Tell me a little bit about the men's shed and your time that you've spent there.
I've been with the shed about 4 or 5 years. It's very much for retired men, place to be. Sometimes it's a place for people who are by themselves and are just looking for a place to be. Other times it's a place to be for blokes who want to do something.
How, because it's such an institution, the men's sheds, I love it. I'm very excited to be having this chat with you this morning because I've done some work in regional areas and really seen firsthand the importance of men's sheds. How important is it to create an environment for older men who may not typically like to talk about their emotions or feelings, but just providing them with a space where they can have some sort of connection?
I suppose traditionally women talk amongst themselves. Men are known not to. At our men's shed, it's a very open place to be. We're very relaxed and people do feel comfortable talking about their problems. Everybody's got problems, you know, whether it be some problem with your waterworks, with a bowel problem, with heart attacks. Everybody's had something wrong with them. It's also a place for blokes who are by themselves, blokes who might have lost their wives, and are feeling a bit lonely. It's a place for people to be.
What do you think it is as well? There was something I read on the website that men often like, instead of speaking eye to eye, they like speaking shoulder to shoulder. I guess the sense of that is that you guys are doing something productive as well. You're working on often woodworks or that sort of thing. What is it, do you think, about that makes people be able to connect a bit more if they've got a purpose?
You use the term shoulder to shoulder. That's very much a piece of terminology within the men's shed movement. We do work shoulder to shoulder. But within our shed anyway, we have a place for about 10 blokes who might have had some sort of illness, injury, brain injury, whatever, and can't do anything physically. They'll just sit around and have a bit of a yarn and talk in the lunchroom. It's a very open environment for blokes to share their thoughts, problems, whatever.
Is it always open?
Yes, our shed is. Every shed is different.
Okay.
But I think it is encouraged within our shed anyway for blokes to share their problems. Is
there a certain time that you guys have meet-up situations where you might get together with a few men at the same time and say, let's go at 11 o'clock, or is it just always kind of whoever's there's there? Whoever's there is there, pretty much. No, there's no set time. The only set time is lunchtime. That's a good time. Favourite time of day. There's often as well, I think it's harder the older you get in life to make new friends, but this is providing a place where people can make new connections. And as you say, that's so important for people that may have lost a partner or live by themselves and might not have that much of a connection or really much social activity outside that.
I guess the thing that I've learnt within the men's shed, that age in years means nothing. We're a bunch of old blokes who are all, well, mostly retired, aged between about 60 and 90. Some blokes are happy to get in and do projects. Other blokes are just happy to be there and have a bit of a yarn. Other blokes are happy to be there and have a bit of a talk.
Now, you're from Castle Hill Men's Shed in the northwest of Sydney, but I've been to a few in regional areas. We're going through the worst drought on record for New South Wales. Is it even more vital for those people in remote and isolated communities to have somewhere where they can go to?
I'm sure it is. One of the things that we did as a shed last year, there was a drought appeal. We contributed to that appeal quite substantially. We're a not-for-profit place, but we found some money to be able to donate to that drought appeal. So yes, as far as the sheds are concerned in the country, probably very much so.
Now, I think it's such a multi-purposeful organisation, because not only is it providing a place for people to connect with each other, but you're also creating things that go on to help other parts of society. Tell me a little bit about some of the projects that you've been working on and what you've brought in today.
A few things that we do. We're involved with a few schools, schools for handicapped children, in particular Anglican College at Kellyville, and that's for primary school students, and also Tallowwood at Rouse Hill, which is for high school students with autism. We have a group of blokes go out there and teach those kids basic woodworking skills. And those schools have incorporated some of that into their curriculum, which is tremendous.
Do you think it's therapeutic?
Yes.
Yeah? Is that why you think it is a bit of a distraction, that you focus on something else?
Both for the kids and the blokes.
Yeah.
Therapeutic, yes, very much so.
And what's this that you've brought in?
This is a slope desk, an adjustable slope desk that is made specifically for some preschool children that are partially blind. So that's adjustable. We also do make a lot of stuff for Westmead Children's Hospital, adjustable therapeutic chairs that are specifically for them. Also over here I've got a very basic piece of woodwork that was done by one of the groups of school kids, the sort of things that they can do.
Well, I think it's such a fantastic organisation. I think it's amazing that not only are the men getting something out of it by creating those new connections and feeling less isolated, but so are broader parts of society.
Yeah, very much so.
Thanks very much for your time this
morning,
Martin.
It's a pleasure.